Hi, I'm Jason from New Columbia Swing in Northwest BC, and this is part 2 of our quarantine routine dance along. And hopefully all of you have just learned part 1 from Annabelle's awesome videos that came out a couple of days ago. And hopefully you remember that part 1 ends with this hip circle that's sort of lazy and matches the saxophone, and your sort of hips are coming around forward and to the left. And so we're just going to continue with that movement to start with my segment. And we're going to take it over onto the left foot and then into a turn. And it's really hard to count off exactly where the turn happens, but if you listen to the music, the saxophone has one long note that goes like wah, and then da, this sort of shorter note. And you're going to hit the turn on the shorter note, and then we're going to go into some crossovers afterwards. So let me show you what that looks like right here. So you can see that the turn sort of starts, just arms are back and your hips are coming forward and around. And then as the note gets drawn out, you focus more on the left hip and you push your weight over here. And what that does is it sets you up with everything on this side ready to turn around and get into those crossovers. So like I said, the counting is hard, just try to match the saxophone. But then if you are counting along in your head, the crossovers start on 5, 6, 7. And it's just going to be a step, step, cross, step, step, cross. We're going to do 3, step, step, cross. So I'll show it to you again with music, and we'll try to see where those fit in with the song. All right, so that's how we get through the first 2 of our 6/8, and then moving on, we're going to do an almost exact repetition with just some slight stylistic differences of that same thing. So there's another saxophone, but this time the note that it sort of resolves into is much sharper and much more staccato. We're going to do the same turn. We're going to do a little pop, and I'll show you what it looks like. So we're going to do the hip circle, staying focused on the left this time to get ready. So it'll be here. And then this is on the note that the saxophone is drawing out. It's like wah, and then this time when it hits the pop, we're going to go pop with our foot as we turn, pop. And then exactly the same afterwards. It's going to be 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. All right. So I'll play the music and we'll do it all together. All right, so simple enough. We basically repeated the same idea 2 times to match the music. Now the saxophone is doing another drawn out note and then another drawn out note afterwards. So we're going to repeat a slight variation of that same idea again to finish out our 6/8. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a double hip circle to match the saxophone. So the first one was just like one circle around and then turn. This time we're going to push our hip out and we're going to go around, around, and then we're going to turn. And it's going to take a little extra time, so it's going to land us a little bit in a different spot in the music. If you're counting along, you should be around here by 7. So it'll be your hip circling on sort of 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, well, I'll just show you how that works, and then we'll add the final piece of the routine. Now we're going to repeat circle. Here comes the double. Around 7. Okay, so we're almost done. The last thing that we need to do to finish out this segment of the routine is just this fall off the log that takes up the last 8. And if you don't know how to do a fall off the log, it just goes 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you actually say fall off the log for each segment. It looks like this, starting with our right foot like we were ready to. It goes fall off the log, fall off the log. it's really important that you hit that heel drop right at the beginning, because that's what's going to make the whole move work. So once again, we're here. 5, 6, 7, 8. On 8, we hit the 5, 6, 7, fall, step, 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 fall, step, step, step. Okay, so I'll put the music on, we'll do the whole thing, and we'll be all done with this part. On the double. 5, 6, 7, fall, 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 fall. And that's my whole segment. Thank you all so much for following along at home, and the next one will be out in a couple days.